It's 1 versus 2 on PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Coast Section Division I Boys Volleyball Championship. Hello, everyone. I'm Kirsten Fairchild alongside Michael Case Smith and the campus of Independence High School, Dan Fukushima Fieldhouse, the site of this second match. The D2 title already decided. Mount Madonna Hawks of Watsonville beating the Lee Longhorns of San Jose. Now we've got the number 1 versus 2 seed. The Archbishop Mitty Monarchs bring a 25-5 overall record. They are the number 2 seed out of San Jose, taking on the top-seeded Mountain View Spartans. 28-1 overall, just one loss to St. Francis of Mountain View. Neither school has won a CCS title. This is Mitty's first time here. Mountain View was here back in 2010. Both teams wearing black and feeling hungry.
Yeah, both teams are feeling hungry, and anytime you have the fact that whoever wins is going to be a first-timer, that's going to be a watch you're going to want to pay attention to, or a match that you're going to want to pay attention to. And, you know, I've already seen a high-profile guest come into the arena, and that is none other than our player of the match last year in the D1 final, James Shaw out of St. Francis. He is in the building tonight to come check out this game. Of course, you know, he was a star, he had plenty of kills, was very dominant in last year's Division I championship win for the St. Francis Lancers. He is now playing in his freshman year at the University of Stanford, and he actually logged in a lot of minutes this year as a true freshman for Stanford's boys volleyball team. And I asked him, I said, so who are you rooting for tonight? I mean, are you rooting for, you know, the team that you used to have to square off against 2 times at least in a season in league in Mitty? Or are you rooting for Mountain View that's pulled off this great season with only 1 loss? And he said, you know what? As funny as this sounds, I got to root for one of my rivals. I'm going for Mitty tonight. So at least Mitty has one fan in their favor that we know about, and that being James Shaw. But I'm sure they're going to have plenty of fans. This is their hometown, even though Mountain View is not too far away from San Jose. But still, Mitty in San Jose, they're going to be here. I'm expecting a very raucous crowd tonight for this one.
St. Francis beat Bellarmine last year in 5 to secure the D1 title. Again, neither of these schools have ever been here. Mitty, in fact, prior to this season, has never even won the West Catholic Athletic League, having to contend with teams like Bellarmine and St. Francis. You're listening to PlayOnSports.com pre-match show of the Central Coast Section Division I Boys Volleyball Championship. We're going to step away for our national anthem, but be back with more. We'll have the starting lineups, opening serve, and the keys to the match when we return to Independence High School in San Jose. Ready now for starting lineups for the Central Coast Section Division I volleyball match, a championship to be decided. Mount Madonna beat Lee for the D2 title. Now Mitty, seeded second, will take on top-seeded Mount View. Starting lineups for Archbishop Mitty, outside hitters Adrian Williams, the 6'3" senior, as well as the 6'2" senior Tanner Vinson. Middle blockers include the 6'1" senior Matt Aguirre and the 6'3" junior Ian Aguilar. The opposite is Sid Matella, a 6'3" junior. The setter is the 6'4" senior setter Kevin Feller. The libero tonight, the 5'8" senior Robert Campion. Michael, that is a lot of senior leadership for this Mitty squad.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about it earlier and how Mitty had never gotten over the hump in WCAL play, and they finally did this season by topping a very volleyball-rich program in Bellarmine. They beat them in 4 games. They lost the first game and then came back to win the next 3, 26-28, 28-26, 25-19, 25-16. And they feel that that is the game that they kind of look upon. It was the one right before these playoffs start, and they feel like that can get them to the ground in which they'd like to get, which is their first overall championship. Adrian Williams, who had 21 kills that night in order to lead Mitty over their rival, said this, quote, "It's amazing. We've worked so hard to get where we are right now. This win just brought it all together for us." And also the coach, Will Yun, had this to say about it. To beat any team 3 times is an accomplishment, but to beat a program like that is amazing. They're a very good team. So to have, you know, to be able to beat them now 4 times when you count the playoff win that they just had against them last week, having to play their rivals last week, and to be able to come out on top says a lot about the character of these guys. So senior leadership, ready to go.
Will Yen, as you mentioned, the head coach of Mitty in his first year. He's a Homestead graduate where he played outside hitter and went on to play at Foothill College in Los Altos Hills. Starting lineups for the Mountain View Spartans. Their outside hitters, the senior Kurt Dentiger and the junior Jake Stubner. The middle blockers, the junior Alec Flowers, the senior Alec McDonald. So the 2 Alex are the 2 middles. Logan Allen is the opposite. He'll also see time at setter. He is a junior and part of the 6'2" offense. Ryan McLaughlin is the other setter, also a junior. The libero is Colin Fritchie, the junior. At any time, we may see 3 capable setters on the floor. For head coach Anthony Chen, they call him Coach Mack. He's in his 2nd year. At the helm of Mountain View, and ball control is what Mountain View is known for. And when you're able to run the kind of sophisticated offense the Spartans are, that could mean trouble for the Monarchs.
Yeah, Coach Chen saying, you know, when I asked about Denninger and what he's meant to this program, he said he is the glue. He's been here 4 years, a varsity player since his freshman year. Anytime you have a guy like that hanging around the program, not only is he a 4-year varsity player, he's also the co-captain this year. And he said this, I asked him about the only loss to St. Francis, last year's champ, and he said this, that was back on April 23rd, 13. It came down to execution, and we didn't execute today. We got to the point where we had to play perfect volleyball, and we just came up short. Yeah, we're disappointed, but this isn't the end of the season. We have work to do, and the end result has not changed. Like I said, he said that right after that loss to St. Francis, and, you know, they've powered through. They've gotten past that loss, and, you know, he's telling me that, you know, in this CCS, not only CCS, but especially NorCal, you cannot take a night off. And that was one rare night where they did take a night off, and they've been strong ever since. We'll see if they can continue to stay with only 1 loss. That would mean they'd have to win here tonight. Like I said, the big key tonight, ladies and gentlemen, whoever wins this match will be taking home their first ever Central Coast Section title in the sport of boys volleyball.
Both teams in black. Mitty black and gold to the right of your screen. Mountain View black and yellow. They've got the Spartan emblem on the front of their jerseys. Ryan McLaughlin, one of the setters of the 6'2" offense, to serve left to right. Mountain View the top seed with the first serve. We're underway, and it's an ace.
Mountain View wasted no time in showing how good they've been this year. Service ace. Credit that to their serve, the man behind the serve right now, Ryan McLaughlin.
McLaughlin goes again. Libero handles for Mitty. Left side attack. Sharp angle. Mountain View keeps it alive. Right side attack from the Spartans. Dug by the libero. And shoved over by the Mitty player. And it's Kevin Feller, the senior setter, with the kill. We're all tied up at 1. Tanner Vinson back to serve first for the Monarchs.
Yeah, Kevin Feller did a good job there. He was set up by number 3, Evan Saito.
Block there off the shoot set. Left side attack again from the Spartans, punched up in the back row. Left side attack, Monarchs go roll shot. Not in time. Adrian Williams, the kill leader on this Mitty squad, gives his team a 2-1 advantage.
Yeah, perfect job there by Adrian Williams. Saw the defense overcommit, and he just dunked it in. Just a nice little soft tap onto the floor, no man's land for the point.
Setter has to travel. Back set, right side, off speed. Block is there, and Mitty using its height. It's Aguilar, the middle blocker, with the block. 3-1 Monarchs.
And Aguilar is going to be a force up front. We've already seen it. Him and both Adrian Williams getting up together. It is, however, Aguilar's hands that get the credit for the block.
Shoot set. And down the line kill for Mountain View as they side out off the kill by Logan Allen. Allen hustles back to serve, his team trailing 3-2.
Logan Allen, a junior, coming up large to stop the unanswered three-point run that went on by Mitty.
Played by the libero. Behind the 10-foot line. The block from the Spartans. We're all tied up at 3, and getting a piece of that one was Alec McDonald.
Mickey D's coming through, the senior. Nice block there.
Jump serve. Good pass. Running the quick and tip. Coverage there. Pushed over by the libero. Overhead pass. Left side attack. Sharp angle. Hitting error. Mountain View up on top, 4-3.
And now they're on a three-point run of their own, unanswered, as Adrian Williams tried to go for the cross-court typical kill attempt there and just missed. Hitting error there on behalf of Williams.
Stubner. Service error. First by Mountain View. Tied up at 4. Mitty goes to work behind Ian Aguilar.
I think it's worth it to note so far each team getting points from different players.
Left side hit. Off the shoot set from the Spartans. Punched up by the libero. Here we go again from the left side.
And another
The
different
block.
player scoring for Archbishop Mitty. Yeah, it's Matt Aguirre on the block there.
As Mitty edges in front. 5-4 the Aguilar serve. Good pass by the libero. Right side attack, off speed. Sharp angle, too sharp, hitting error. Point Spartans.
And that's now the second hitting error on Adrian Williams. This time a little bit too much power, goes far right into the stands.
Junior libero Colin Fritchie with the serve for the Spartans. Dump from the Mitty. Pancake. And what a swing by McLaughlin. First the pancake and then the punishing blow. Mountain View with a 6-5 lead.
Yeah, very impressed by McLaughlin there in that whole series of events. I thought for sure that that Kevin Feller had that misdirection hit in for a point, but it was McDonald who saved it.
Punched up by Fritchie. Tight. Doesn't clear, so Mitty sides out. Back and forth we go, all knotted up now at 6. As the Monarchs look to sub in, Sid Matella, 6'3", junior opposite, checks into the front row. Feller to serve. Running the shoot. To perfection, Flowers with the kill. Mountain View checks in Alex Dunn, the senior, one of the co-captains. He'll head back to the line to serve with a 7-6 lead. Coach Mack giving him the signal. Serving the libero. Getting up and getting down is Aguirre with the kill.
For Matt Aguirre now, that's his second points collected. He's had a block and now a kill. Let's see if Mitty can rally on this. One thing Coach Yun was saying, he feels that all 6 players can play all 6 spots on the floor. They don't come off often.
Good pass by the Spartans. However, a hitting error gives Mitty an 8-7 lead. Back set. Block there. Fritchie with the coverage. Mountain View has to free ball. Here comes Mitty. Block is there. Pinball Wizard. Keeps it playable. Left side attack. Right into the block. The outstretched arms of Alec Flowers.
Flowers getting up large there. He also had Dentinger in the area. Mountain View playing great defense. Just a great volley there. The best volley we've seen all game. Still early here in the first set, but 8-8. What a volley.
Dentinger with a bullet for a serve. Handled well by Mitty. Left side attack. And Tanner Vinson with the kill for the Monarchs. Up 9-8 over the top-seeded Mountain View Spartans. Aguilar back into the front row for Mitty. Aguirre back to serve. Mountain View passing so well tonight. Right side attack. Block is wide. Point Mountain View.
Jake Stubner trying to get the block there and mishit it just a little bit.
Alec Flowers, the junior, back to serve. Coming over, quick, chicken wing, keeps it alive. Left side attack, off the block. Tight set, sharp angle in there. Gotta love the carvage by Jake Stubner.
Talk about just fitting it in there. Stubner came so close to hitting line, but just stays in. And a point now for the Spartans.
Monarchs, great set. Into the net, called on Mitty. And that gives Mountain View an 11-9 lead. These two teams play back on April 5th. Mountain View 1-3, 3 close games, but no extra sets for these two. Pushed over. Shoot set, and that's going to be called a double. Illegal contact on the set. And the Monarchs within 1. Evan Saito, the 5'9" junior. Setter checks in. Jump serve from Saito. Fritchie with the pass. Left side attack. And the left side is working well, as this time it's Stubner with the kill.
Yeah, Stubner with a very hard hit off of Robert Campion. Campion couldn't field that one. And just deflected off him out of bounds, and he looked disappointed with himself after that.
You're seeing some power on display. Tanner Vinson with the kill.
Tanner Vinson now with 3 kills already here in this first set.
He is the kill leader for this team. Second in kills for the team. Tip covered by Mitty. Left side attack.
Nice
Kept
block
alive.
attempt there by Mountain View.
Tough, tight set. They're saying hitting error. Wasn't much Williams could do with that.
No, but already now Williams with 3 hitting errors, he's going to have to calm it down a little bit and maybe not try to put it in so ferociously.
Jump serve from Stubner, his team up by 2. Mitty playing right to left here at Independence High. Williams. Chase down, reversed over, free ball for Mitty. Williams. Downtown, averaging 3.9 kills per match. He is the kill leader on the squad, picks one up there.
Yeah, that's his second kill so far early in this one. And if he's going to go up with the power, he's got to put it more of a downward so it doesn't travel far and just comes down hard.
Back set to the Spartans. Dump, good coverage. Played off the net. They want a touch, the Mitty fans. Williams off the block. Right side attack, good shifting by Williams, but they're saying it didn't go down.
And now Adrian Williams having a chat here with the side judge that's in front of us, and his case taken by the judge, but not reversed. It'll stay the same, 14-12, Mountain View.
Behind the 10-foot line, Mitty goes to work. Fritchie with the pass. And that is long, so point Monarchs.
And that, the judge in front of us, I might as well give him a name. His name is Eddie Fong, the one that's in front of us.
Our referee number 1 tonight up in the stand is Kevin Long, and Leo Hermosa. We'll get to the officials in a moment. Off balance. Lack of communication for Mitty. Mountain View trying to make them pay. And double hit by the Monarchs. So Mountain View up by 2, 15-13 over Mitty.
Yeah, Kevin Feller there thought he had a case for playing it off the net with his first hit, but he might have just touched it when the first time it went up against the net.
Mitty struggling in serve-receive, but nothing struggling about that swing as Vinson with the hammer.
And they have now rotated points since the game was at 11-9. Mountain View just back and forth, back and forth.
Served by Williams. Running the quick, but a hitting error from the Spartans. And actually, so that, Mitty upset on that call. That call going Mountain View's way as Dentiger back to serve. His team up by 2.
And the back and forth swing continues in points.
Left side attack, and the block by Metella and Aguirre.
You gotta love when 2 players combine for the combo block. It shows that each guy's paying attention, in the right position. Great job there by Metella and Aguirre.
Mitty trailing by 1. Mountain View keeps it playable, and they are gonna call a lift. So Mitty calling the lift, and our referee tonight agreeing. Leo Hermosa, the veteran. Our referee number 2, Eddie Fong. Our sides people, Yvonne Zinsman and Mark Rogers.
Finally, we see consecutive points for someone. Like I said, it was a back and forth affair since 11-9. Now we sit at 16-16 after 2 consecutive points by Mitty.
Tied up at 16. Monarchs, left side attack. Right side attack with the left hand. Great dig by Mountain View. That block is wide. Monarchs take a 17-16 lead.
Yeah, great block there by, I believe it was Alec Flowers with the block. Either way, Mountain View very attentive up front.
Aguirre continues to serve the shoot. Aguirre overhand dig, beautiful left side attack. Right side attack and a takedown of Aguirre. Mountain View fans love the taggage. That one might have left a mark. Mountain View finally rotates out, all tied up at 17. And it's a service error. The service errors will quell momentum. Second of the match for Mountain View. As Mitty checks in Saito once again. Service error, Mitty's first.
Saito just missing that one too, as it narrowly missed that edge of the corner there. The top left corner if you're looking from our angle point, as I'm looking back on the Mountain View court, just near where the serve goes down for the Mountain View players.
Coming over. Great heads up play by Feller, hanging with it for the kill. Knotted up at 18. Evenly played first set here of this Central Coast Section Division I title match.
Very evenly played. And
that is an illegal set. Double contact as Mitty with the 2-point cushion. Hard to come by in this match.
Yeah, we've seen it very rare in this match. We'll see if they can try to close this one out now. Being that they're at 20, all they need is 5.
Mountain View trying to regain its offensive footing.
Yeah, that was Alec McDonald back to Mickey D's, man. And he comes through with the large kill, deflecting off a Monarchs player and into the no-man stands behind us, 19-20.
Stubner with the serve. And he's into the net, called on Feller. Feller, a terrific season with the Middy's basketball team.
So now we're all knotted up at 20 after the Kevin Feller net violation.
20-20. What hops from another basketball player, Aguilar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to just call that guy six-pack because he has so much hops. Ian Aguilar there just with a fierce spike for the point.
21-20 Mitty. Mountain View is taking advantage of this right side. Mitty a little slow to adjust to the block as Mountain View's Fritchie is in, all tied up at 21. Set 1. Best 3 out of 5. Played at 25 for the first 4. Win by 2. As we'll have a second toss. Second attempt. If we go to a decisive 5th set, first to 15, win by 2. Plenty of volleyball left to play before that, however. Off the block, Fritchie with a pass. Left side attack, and just, that's so deceptive. We have the left-handed player from the left side. Dentiger makes them pay. And Mountain View is going to celebrate as Mitty takes a timeout. Timeout on the floor. Mountain View, the top seed, 22-21 over the second-seeded Mitty Monarchs.
All right, thank you, Kirsten. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchup, folks, like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Well, then tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
3 basketball players from Mitty's championship CCS team here on this team. Brandon Farrell, we have yet to see him. He's a 6'5" senior. We've got Kevin Feller, the 6'4" senior who's setting tonight, and Aguilar, the 6'3" junior middle blocker. They were all part of an Aaron Gordon championship team. Aaron Gordon, of course, one of the top 5 players in the U.S., signed with Arizona. Went on to play at the next level.
6'9" and really could just take over a game. He has everything. He is the total package.
Our PlayOnSports.com player of the game a number of times this season and over the years as Fritchie goes back to work. Mountain View up 22-21, and it's Williams with the kill tying us back up.
Of course, Gordon with great bloodlines as his brother starred at New Mexico for the Lobos, played some D1 basketball there.
At UCLA before that transfer. Mountain View doing a good job keeping that playable. Feller with the set. It's tight, and Williams cannot adjust. Oh, actually, they're going to say that was a touch on Mountain View, and Mountain View calls a timeout. 23-22, Mitty 2 points away. What a closely contested match. Michael, I asked both coaches before the match which player, or was there a certain player on the other team they worried about, and they all said no. These are very balanced teams.
Yeah, like I said before the game, talked to Coach Yin. He feels that his players can play any position on the floor, whether it be front court, back court, serving the ball. He thinks that he has a total package, and the same for Mac, Coach Mac, Mark Anthony Chen. He said the same thing in that, you know, his team, they're not 28-1 for no reason. They have all the pieces that it takes to get the job done. And, you know, ever since that 4-3 mark, when we saw 3 consecutive points for Mountain View, before that we saw 3 consecutive points for Mitty. Ever since then, the most we've seen consecutive is 2, and we've barely seen that. It's been very back and forth here in this first game. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes past 25 to decide the score for the winner here in this first set. very tightly contested match.
Out of the timeout. Mitty with the serve, up by 1. Left side attack, dig is there, it's a beauty. Williams off the block. Solo block by Mitty, only one blocker up on that left side. Coming back over, what a play. Both these teams want it so badly. Tight set, so tight, unbelievable. Only a left-hander could have made that happen. Chicken wing again. Reversed over, Mitty with a chance to run traditional volleyball. Here they go, off speed, another great dig. Monarchs can't put this away. Out.
Unbelievable to steal a phrase from Tim Roy, the Warriors basketball man who's hard at work tonight. Game 5 with the Warriors and Spurs going down in San Antonio. But what a great volley there by both teams. Guys giving it their full effort, sprawling out to save balls and keeping them in play. And, you know, it was this close. I mean, within inches for Sid Matella, who thought he had himself some points there for his Mitty Monarchs. Just missing there after a very back and forth volley with guys, like I said, giving full effort out there. That's the best volley I've seen so far in both matches today, up to that point.
Coach Ewan asked if he received another timeout. He did. We're all tied up at 23. He used it. Not too much separating either team in the early going. Certainly when it comes to desire, court coverage, and ready to play. And Mitty doesn't spend long in their timeout. That was a huge point for Mountain View. Will it swing the momentum their way?
Battle of the black and golds here tonight, though, with Vegas gold being the main color for Mitty.
Mountain View yellow, done with the serve. Oh my goodness.
What a devastating way to come out of the timeout. I mean, you have momentum building after that hitting error from Matella, and you just come out, that being number 10 for Mountain View, Alex Dunn, senior.
Set point for Mitty. McLaughlin with the serve. Campfire circle, nobody home. We're tied up at 24. Remember, win by 2. Dentiger back to serve. Mountain View left to right. It's an ace. So one was a service error, now an ace. Set point goes to Mountain View.
Miscommunication there in the backcourt by both the libero, that being number 5, Robert Campion, and number 11, Tanner Vinson. They need to communicate. They probably should have let that ball go.
Set point for Mountain View. Back tied at 25 apiece as Vinson keeps racking them up.
Yeah, Vincent now, I believe that's his 4th kill of the evening. No, make it his 5th kill of the evening so far. Tanner Vincent has been on a roll in this first set for the Mitty Monarchs.
Aguirre with the serve. Aguirre tries the dig. Mountain View has its 2nd set point. Remember, Mitty has not taken a set from Mountain View this season. 1 set point squandered. Mountain View on its 2nd. Will the Spartans claim set 1 right here? The Flowers serve. Service error, 4th of the match for Mountain View. 2 out of the last 4 service attempts.
Yeah, just not dialed in on their serves, and it's killing them.
All tied up at 26 as Saito in off the bench to serve. Mitty of San Jose serving right to left. Fritchie shanks the pass a bit. And that angle too sharp. Set point number 2 for Mitty.
Can they finally close it out? I told you it was going to go into extras, did I not?
Evan Sato, the junior. What a dig by Aguirre. Block there, good coverage. Another swing through the block for the set. An entertaining set number 1 goes to Archbishop Mitty, 28-26, the first of the season against Mountain View. Michael, we got ourselves a good one.
We do, and it, of course, none other than Tanner Vincent getting the kill, the man of the match so far in the first set for Mitty. Gets the job done by bringing this one to a close after it seemed like this match or this set was never going to end to start this very competitive, very exhilarating Division I championship match here for the Central Coast section in boys volleyball. Well, folks, Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information, and also links to great highlights. So follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
So much fun, that opening set. Michael, Mountain View comes in as the number 1 seed. Only 1 loss on the season. Again, in 3, surprisingly, to St. Francis. But their head coach, Coach Max, said, you know, we come in here, we've won 2 tournaments. We won the Campbell Classic, and then they won the Hammering and Roofing Seminar over at Willow Glen High. Yes, that's what the tournament is called, the Hammering and Roofing Seminar. They started off their season with 22 wins before that St. Francis loss. They bring a 6-match win streak into this. He said, you know what, sometimes you're like, well, I don't know if we're the number 1 seed. We should be. He said, no, we feel like we are the number 1 seed. We deserve it.
I mean, for Chen, it's awesome. I mean, the best start that they've gotten off to in his tenure as head coach here at Mountain View. And, you know, when they went 18-0 to start the season, that was better than 17-1 last year, and like you said, 22 before they finally got their first loss of the season, that being to St. Francis. And you would have thought that they would have fell off after last year. They lost 2 key starters on the team to graduation, including league MVP and their kill leader last year, Devin Stearns. It is good to have younger brother Colton Stearns on the team this year, kind of a bloodline lineage that still remains a part of this Mountain View Spartans team. And Chen, who goes by Mac, as we've said, he couldn't even predicted the start that they got off to at the beginning of this year. He said, quote, "Is it a surprise? Maybe, but I knew our hard work was going to pay off," end quote. We're very balanced, and that was the design. I've got 4 or 5 guys getting 8 to 10 kills per match, and we've seen how that can come about tonight. As you take a look at their distribution, it's been all over the place. Yeah, they have had some service errors from Archbishop Mitty and hitting errors of that part that has gotten them some points. But just think about how the game started off, where they got points from Logan Allen, then Alex McDonald, then they got points from Flowers and McLaughlin. 4 different guys to start their scoring festivities tonight. They can get it done from all areas on the court. And, of course, Dettinger, he's going to be that main guy tonight. I think he's going to step out and kind of overshadow the others. But they're very balanced, and we'll see if that balanced attack can keep coming, if they're going to keep getting points from everyone involved on the floor, or if it will just be Dettinger. As for Mitty, hey, you got to credit them. They took the first set 28-26. I'm happy because I called extras, and it did go extras. And, you know, Tanner Vincent leading the way with 6 kills in that first set.
Evan Saito starts things off from Mitty, left to right with a service error. Mitty's head coach told me before the match, we need to serve and pass better than we have. Their passing has been fairly good. Just the second service error. What a serve from Mountain View. Tough to handle. Mitty does. Left side attack. Block is there, and in on the action is, as you call him, Mickey D.
Yeah, Alex Mickey D, the senior middle blocker, getting up, playing big. I see him in them low-top LeBrons. He's ready to do work tonight.
McLaughlin with the serve. Running the quick. Speared, playable off the ceiling. Coming over. What a dig. Overhead dig, but just misses by McLaughlin. I think that was more self-defense.
Yeah, I couldn't quite read that one. You know, different from the first match that we had tonight. This line judge kind of gets in my side of view sometimes tonight. So if I'm not exactly on it with the analysts afterwards, that's why.
Vinson with the serve. As going line is Logan Allen. And Mountain View takes a 3-1 lead off the Allen kill.
Well, we saw this in the second set of the first match that we broadcasted where, you know, the team that lost the first set coming back very inspired to try to even things up, and that's what Mountain View's doing here right now.
Lift called on Mountain View after the successful dump by Feller as Mitty down 3-2. An ace from Mitty, their first of the match.
Beautiful shot there, right over the net, solid hit. Not too solid though, just right up front where there was no one covering.
Another low serve. Overhead pass. Williams with the kill.
And I don't know if you're noticing this, Kirsten, but I wonder why Mountain View was set up in this weird, awkward defensive formation on receiving the serves where they leave pretty much the whole front court open.
And that's going to be called over the net. You have to allow the setter to try to set the ball. And Aguirre over, so.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, though? When they're receiving serves, they're just leaving this whole front portion of the floor open. And if I was Mitty, I'd be taking advantage of that, just placing soft serves all day.
The Fritchie server all tied up at 4. Aguirre comes right back for a 5-4 lead.
Yeah, Aguirre's so strong on the kill, once again, knowing where to put the ball. And I got to say, I'm still shocked and dismayed at what Mountain View's doing right now with their formation. They're switching it up, but they're really leaving that front court open for anything.
Mitty with a service error. Third of the match. Dunn in to serve for the Spartans, one of the co-captains on the squad. It's a bullet. Right side attack. And the kill by Williams. Williams showing why he's so integral to this Mitty lineup.
Yeah, Williams is huge. Also got to give props to Robert Campion for receiving such a tough serve.
McLaughlin to set. Speared. And Campion unable to make it work for the Monarchs. 6-6 were tied.
Yeah, Campion knew he had to get it over. It was a tough bounce as that ball went really high, almost up to the ceiling. But they had to get it over on the third hit, and Campion unable to do that.
Dentiger with a monster jump serve. Punched up by Dentiger, and that I did not think cleared. Seven, 6.
Great block
Mitty
there by
leaves.
Aguirre, and now he's going to be the one that goes back to serve.
Running the quick. Left side attack. Fritchie with a dig. Williams with the pass. Right side.
And Matella lacing one there for the point.
Matella from the opposite position, and it's an 8-6 Mitty lead.
Matella getting jiggy with it on that kill there.
Floater serve. Left side attack by Mountain View. Block does not seal. It's another kill for Stubner.
Stubner in the area to reverse the direction of that block.
Flowers serve. I'm going to say 4 hits, didn't clear from Mitty, and Mountain View has tied it up. A bullet from Aguilar.
Ian Aguilar getting himself into the kill column here in this second set. Hasn't done so since early in the first set. put his team up 3-1 with a block.
Saito in to serve. It's the net. Mitty trying to keep it alive. They do. Mountain View. Right side. Out. Point Monarchs.
And my mistake, actually, he had the kill to make it 21-20 back in the first set to Ian Aguilar. 10-8 after the hitting violation goes wide right from Mountain View.
Saito serves again. Setter asked to travel. Kiri with the pass, running the shoot set, and it just trickles. They're going to say touch. As Mitty now with a little bit of a cushion. Saito continues to deal. Running the quick with solo block by Aguilar. Saw that coming. Saw that coming too, but couldn't do anything about it as Stubner with the kill.
Yeah, Stubner really going up with a very hard and vicious kill there. Kept it in the field of play, or in the court of play. Great job there by Jake Stubner.
McLaughlin serve, bump set. Punched up by Fritchie, but went the wrong way. Point Monarchs. Mitty a little more consistent at this point.
Unfortunately for Fritchie, made contact, but not in front. Went backwards, couldn't do anything about it.
Roll shot from Mountain View. Williams, wide, not by much. Stubner serving down 12-10. Setter has to dump. Solo block. Running the shoot and mishandled by Aguilar. Mountain View is within one.
So now 2 errors, back-to-back errors for Mitty have created back-to-back points for the Spartans, and they're looking to tie this one up.
Stubner serves again. Williams off speed. Middle run in there by McDonald. We're all tied up at 12. Stubner, what monster serves he's dealt out. There's another one. Aguilar coming over. Feller with the set. Williams. The hammer drops.
There's no way you can stop that.
13-12. Mitty leads 1-0 as well as Aguilar back to serve. Coming over. So a mishandled pass there by Dentiger hurts Mountain View as the Monarchs back out in front by 2.
And for Adrian Williams now, consecutive kills for him. He's really pacing the Monarchs in this second set now with 4 kills.
Block is there. Good coverage by Aguirre. Down the line, in there. Williams has got it going on, so much so Mountain View calls a timeout, trailing 15-12 in set number 2, already down 1-0.
3 straight kills from Adrian Williams. Impressive, to say the least. Folks, Play On Sports will have live coverage of the Central Coast Section Track and Field Finals on Friday, May 24th at 4 p.m. Also, you can watch highlights from the championships of all of the Central Coast Section Spring Sports on the Section Network page on playonsports.com. And don't forget to check the Play On Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Central Coast Section and beyond. That's right, we do North Coast, we do Northern, we do San Francisco, we do Oakland, we do everything in Northern California. The spring championships are here on playonsports.com.
Thank you very much, Michael. Kirsten Fairchilds, Michael K. Smith, bringing you the action from Independence High School in San Jose. Mount Madonna of Watsonville claimed the D2 title in 4 sets over Lee of San Jose. This is 1 versus 2. It's difficult sometimes to figure out which is the top seed and which is the 2 seed. These teams so evenly matched. But now Mitty out of the timeout with a 3-point advantage. Hits the antenna, the attempt by Dentiger, and it's a 4-point lead for the Monarchs.
And right as the break was resuming, you started hearing the Monarchs fans get loud. Let's go Monarchs. They want this team to get a 2-0 lead.
Fritchie can't handle the serve. Second ace for Mitty, and Mountain View, just like that, calls another timeout, this time trailing 17-12. Where's it going wrong for Mountain View?
Where's it going wrong? I just think, I don't think that they're ready for any of these hard hits that are coming their way. They're not ready for the serves. I pointed it out earlier. I don't like their way that they're receiving their serves. The positioning that they're in, they're leaving way too much space open up front. And if you're Mitty, all you have to do is just take advantage of that, and they are doing that. And then, of course, it's not really what Mountain View's doing wrong. It's what Mitty's doing right, and that's Adrian Williams. You can't stop him. Before the last timeout, he was on a 3-point streak. And then, yes, they did do something wrong right after the break with Dettinger going up and touching the antenna. But then the service ace, what are you going to do about that? Maybe you can align yourself differently. But right now, it really is what Mitty's doing right. 5 straight points right now to take a 17-12 lead after what was a 12-12 tie. Out
of the timeout, Aguilar continues to deal. Mountain View trying to get out of this rotation. Bump set. Williams just really in the groove. 18-12, Mitty.
That's now 6 kills for Adrian Williams here. He has 6 of the team's 18 points in this second set.
Pancake by Williams. Right away, they're saying it hit the floor. It's a difficult call to make, but Mountain View just happy to get out of the rotation, side out, put Fritchie on the service line. They still trail by 5 here in set number 2.
And it was the senior Dettinger, the 4-year varsity player, coming up with the one-handed kill there.
Williams gets blocked. Good coverage by the Monarchs. Coming over. Williams wins the joust. Point Monarchs, 19-13, they lead.
7 points now collected for Williams. He is really heating up here. And going back to serve is going to be Kevin Feller.
Feller considered one of the best servers on this Mitty team. They'd like to see him get hot. As the hitting error by the Spartans. Mitty starting to pull away.
Matt Geary there on the block for Archbishop Mitty. Perfect placement.
Right side attack, that worked well. Logan Allen getting in on the action as Dunn checks in to serve, his team trailing 20-14.
Adrian Williams taking a kill hard to the head there. He had to rub his head after he fell to the floor trying to receive that one. Logan Allen stepping in and trying to make something happen for the Spartans.
Off the stack, Williams catches the back row of Mountain View napping. As Williams back to serve, 21-14. Monarchs stunning the Spartans at this point. Behind the 10-foot line, shoved over. Right side attack. Block there. Mountain View needs a little more of that from McLaughlin and Flowers.
Yeah, both those guys teaming up for the block there. And now they have Dettinger on the serve. He's their 4-year co-captain. We'll see if he could rally up some momentum and some points.
Good pass. Metella, Doug, that's coming over. Pass by Campion. Running the quick, block there for Mountain View. Tight, Mountain View block there again. And Mountain View blocking up a storm. Stubner and Flowers with the roof.
And they're raising the roof right now. Flowers and Stubner showing how blocking is done now. 2 consecutive points on 2 blocks, both combo blocks for the Spartans. Teamwork always gets a job done up front.
5-point deficit for Mountain View. Blocking well. Mitty, known as the high ball team, but Mountain View shutting that down, and Mitty calls a timeout. Still up 21-17, but the momentum seems to have swung Mountain View's way.
Yeah, they're getting great blocks up front from Flowers. He's combined for all 3 of those blocks. He's had some help with McLaughlin and Stubner along the way, but Flowers really getting up for this Mountain View team right now. A junior middle blocker, that's what he does, and he's paying off huge right now up front. Hopefully they can keep relying on his defense to make this comeback happen. You know, when we were sitting at 21-14 after that Adrian Williams kill, I thought that this set was getting away from Mountain View in a hurry, and I thought Mitty was going to close the door on him rather quickly. But Flowers seeming to get rejuvenated all of a sudden, and if he can keep the defense up front, then we'll see. Maybe we might have another set that goes to extras. 2 straight sets, 2 extras. That wouldn't be bad.
Mountain View's head coach, Coach Mack, telling me we just need to be more consistent. We do a lot of things well. We need to do the little things better. Blocking's certainly not a little thing, as our ball person not ready to start the action.
They're always slacking the ball people.
They are working hard, volunteering. Dentiger continues to serve. Off the stack. Mitty with the kill and the side out, 22-17 Monarchs.
Yeah, it's good to hear Tanner Vincent get his name called as he finally got on the kill set here for Mitty. And for Vincent, believe it or not, that is his first kill here in this second set.
He has been silent, unlike set number 1. Running the quick. Dug by Williams, asks for it behind the 10-foot line. Solo block, perfectly timed by Stubner. That ain't easy.
No, it's not, but Stubner made it look easy. And just great timing. That's what you're noticing up front. These boys really getting up at the right time to block these shots for Mountain View.
Left side attack, block is there, and wide. 23-18 Mitty, 2 points away from taking a 2-0 match lead.
And Saito, who has been decent at serving the ball.
He's been steady.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
Steady Evan.
And that's what you need at the serving position, someone that's just going to be steady and get you some points.
Mountain View trying to stop the bleeding. Instead, it's set point number 1 for Mitty.
Ian Aguilar this time with the solo block. Great job by him. And we'll see if Mitty can close it out and take a 2-0 lead over the number 1 seeded Mountain View Spartans.
Set point, Mitty. Setter has to travel. Sharp angle, but dug. Williams sets Feller. Mountain View trying to regain their composure. They do. It'll be set point number 2. Mountain View sends Ryan McLaughlin back. He will have to serve this one up to tie it. Set point number 2 for Mitty.
McLaughlin, who also had the kill, just barely kept it in bounds.
Floater. Pass by Williams. Running the quick. And you saw the desire on the face of Ian Aguilar. Mitty takes a 2-0 lead, 28-26, 25-19. Top-seeded Mountain View has to be stunned after beating Mitty earlier in the season, sweeping them 3-0. Here they're 1 set and out of a championship.
You know what, though? Yeah, they did lose 3-0, but coming into this game, I didn't feel like it was all that much of a stunner or shock if Mitty was in this position. I mean, they have played pretty tough, and you have to think Mitty's played a tougher schedule throughout the season than Mountain View. I mean, Mitty is in the WCAL. The competition going through that league might be a little bit tougher than the league in which Mountain View participates in. But, I mean, no disrespect at all to Mountain View and their 26-1 record. I get it. But I just think that Mitty has a little something special going on this year, and when I was doing my research, I just felt like if they were to pull it off, it wouldn't be that much of a stunner. I mean, maybe it's a stunner in that if Mountain View doesn't take at least 1 game to get swept, might be a stunner. But for Mitty to be playing the way they are, not a stunner at all. And Adrian Williams, have yourself a second set, my man. I mean, that guy just became on fire. No one could stop him. going to total up his kills here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kills in that second set. And Aguilar was also huge at times late in that second set. I don't know. If things can continue the way they are, I mean, we did see some good blocking up front towards the end there from Mountain View, but from Flowers. But if things continue the way they are, I think Mitty's going to reverse the treatment that they were handed earlier this season by the Spartans themselves, and might just sweep Mountain View right on out of this CCS championship picture and for the 2013.
Mitty out of the top portion of the D1 bracket. All three WCAL teams in that top portion. Bellarmine had to beat St. Francis 18-16 in set number 5 in their quarterfinal. Then Mitty edging Bellarmine 15-13 in set 5. Right now the Monarchs showing no sign of wear or tear after that victory. Instead, the Bells, their foe, perhaps played them into championship shape.
Yeah, perhaps. You have to think that Mitty a little bit more battle-tested so far throughout this playoffs too. Only one game difference between the two, but that one game could be, it could prove a lot as Mitty, they've actually, on my mistake, they both took their first round games in 3 sets and then both went the full 5 in their second. But, you know, I think what's going to come down to is Mitty, if they can just keep it up with Adrian Williams, this is theirs to win.
Mountain View edging Homestead 15-11 in their semifinal. Homestead, the number 5 seed, upsetting 4th-seeded Monte Vista in 4. So a very competitive D1 bracket. Nothing seemed to come easy for either of these teams, but now Mountain View, the top seed, faces an uphill climb. Spartans here once before in 2010, had to settle for runner-up status. Mitty has never made it this far. Mitty 1 set away from capturing the first CCS title in boys volleyball. Mountain View to serve first. It's Ryan McLaughlin, his team trailing 2-0.
And just a quick update on the Warriors game for a lot of you Bay Area fans. They are trailing 81-69 late in the 3rd quarter with just seconds remaining against the Spurs. We'll see if they can turn it on in the 4th.
McLaughlin considered the jokester on this Mountain View squad. Nothing funny at the moment, however. His team in a hole, 2-0 against the number 2 seed, the Mitty Monarchs. Feller continues to set left, sharp angle, and Vinson back in the stat book early on in a set.
Yeah, he has to try to match his teammate Aguilar, or Adrian Williams, just in case they win. Someone's going to be wanting to be our Player of the Game award.
And Feller punishing the overpass. Mitty out 2-0. Monarchs just cruising. Spartans are just going to have to dig deep and find that team cohesiveness, that cohesion they've had all season long. It seems to be lacking at the moment. Williams with the pass. But it's Aguilar with the kill off the touch.
Yeah, great job by Aguilar, just going up hard for it, deflecting it off a frontline member of the Spartans and getting it to go off them and out of bounds for the point. 3 straight points now to open up.
Setter way off the net for Mountain View. And Mountain View gamely trying to play it off the net. Mountain View just seems out of sync at this point. They're going to have to play their way into this one.
Yeah, should be full.
Right side attack, another taggage. And the solo block from McDonald. Is that the spark Mountain View needed? Finally on the scoreboard, trailing 4-1.
We'll see. We'll see. I think it could help, that's for sure.
Big ace from Stubner. Mountain View's 3rd ace of the match. Williams swats at it. And Mitty wanted an overcall on Mountain View, thinking they got away with something there. Mountain View will take it.
I guess they'll credit McDonald with the kill there, as he was the one in the area. I don't know, it might be just a hitting violation. Too many touches by the Monarchs.
Another ball toss. Aguilar, he's just got one speed right now, and that one a rare miss for him. Those eyes look like sunny side up eggs when he gets that set in the middle.
And now that's 4 straight points for the Spartans.
Williams. Off speed by Mountain View. Fritchie with the shank, and it's Vincent with a kill behind the 10-foot line.
Vincent now with 3 kills, already 3 of the first 5 points in this third set.
Left side attack, block is there. Mountain View still alive. Aguirre gets up, great spear by McLaughlin. Vincent just wailing away. He's whining and dining behind the 10-foot line.
Yeah, it's really coming easy right now for Tanner Vincent. This time killing it off of Fritchie, the libero, who got down and dirty to try to dig it out, but just could not do so.
Good pass. Excuse me, good serve. Right side attack, out. So Aguilar with the dunk. And overruled by our referee, saying there was a touch. And Mountain View sides out.
Either way, great hit there by Logan Allen. He was the one that went up hard for it and spiked it. I thought he kept it in bounds, but I guess it was out of bounds, but still deflection off of. So either way, it's going to be a kill credited to Alex.
Mountain View a chance to tie it. Nope, Feller with the dump. Mitty back out in front by 2 here in set 3. Mitty of San Jose, their girls volleyball team, outstanding year after year. Brett Almazan Cesar, head coach of the Mitty girls team. As Mountain View, all sorts of problems, but they get it over as Mitty goes to work once again. And into the net, called on Mountain View, point Monarchs.
And after the previous point, there's substitution on the floor as Saito came out and Sid Matella came on. 8-5 right now after the net violation on the Spartans.
And a hitting error, that set just not high enough for Alec Flowers. Mitty very businesslike in this match. They seem to not having the emotional highs and lows that Mountain View currently has, but everything going the Monarchs' way, of course. Not a lot of lows. As Mitty doubles up Mountain View. Mountain View calls a timeout, trailing 10-5. The Spartans are in trouble, trailing 2-0.
That's right, 4 straight points put this at 10-5. Folks, Mitty's just one set away from clinching their first ever CCS championship, and if that is the case, by virtue of clinching it in this third set, then stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. My early guess right now, Adrian Williams, although Tanner Vincent has sure made his case here in this third set.
Well, and Kevin
and
Feller.
Aguirre has been coming up large with blocks. I mean, really, it's just been, I really now get to see what Coach Yen was talking about. It really is a team effort. All guys capable of scoring right now for Mitty. And you were talking about how for Mitty, it just looks like, you know, the emotional highs and lows, they're not really stressing out about that. They're more businesslike. And you're absolutely right in that. I just, they're staying more poised, more calm, taking the things that are coming to them. They're not trying to overdo it. It looks like Mountain View might be trying to go for too much right now, being that they're in a state of desperation, where Mitty's just sticking around in their kind of mode.
And Kevin Feller with the serve, setting an excellent match thus far. As Mountain View comes out of the timeout, gets a kill from Logan Allen, as he hustles back to serve.
That's now 2 straight kills for Logan Allen, but what I was trying to say, I got jumbled up. Mitty just not getting out of sync. They're staying in their tempo.
They are dictating tempo for sure. Off the stack, beautifully done. Vincent, however, Doug coming back over. He punches it over. Feller keeps it playable, but just out. You know, we've seen a number of underclassmen at setter in the previous match, and here you've got a senior in Feller and a junior and senior on Mountain View's side of the net. Feller, I think, is really shining here at the setter position. Back row attack called on Mountain View, excuse me, on Mitty. That usually breaks down with the pass. And Mountain View is slowly creeping back into this one, now within 2. Right side attack. Williams, too hot to handle.
Adrian Williams getting the MVP chant going, or the fans getting it going for him. And that's only his first points here in the 3rd set.
I was going to say, that seems a little premature, as the setter taking his eye off the ball. And Monarchs back out in front by 4.
And it is Adrian Williams right now on the serve.
Mountain View, well-run play. It all starts with a pass, good passing. Flowers with the kills, side out point, Mountain View.
Flowers, who was coming up large in the final moments of set number 2. We'll see if he can start getting it going for the Spartans here in set 3.
And their blocking has been sporadic, but that solo block by Stubner brings Mountain View within 2.
Stubner sure jumping around, getting his team going with the right after the block. We'll see if this can fire up the team to score consecutive points.
And Mitty bench getting into it. In there. Nope. Correction by the linesperson, hitting error. Mitty already making substitutions, but that linesperson corrected herself. Mountain View within 1.
Yeah, Aguilar checking out, and checking in is the libero, Robert Campion.
Little hang time, but not much on that swing. But the block there is Mitty. Blocked from the right side. Now Aguilar can come on. And that sends Aguirre back to serve. Mitty up 13-11. Mountain View's got to solve this puzzle quickly. Getting outplayed at the moment. Good job keeping that playable from the setter. McLaughlin with the off-speed kill. Mountain View within 1.
Yeah, way to put a different kind of spin on that one by McLaughlin, doing a really good job of keeping the Monarchs on their heels there with that kill attempt.
Fellner keeping another pass playable. Right side attack, McLaughlin, sharp angle, speared. What an angle. Great defense by both teams. Vincent finally gets the one he wants and makes it count.
Yeah, Tanner Vincent tried a couple times to get that hard angle kill from the left going to the right. Couldn't get it, then finally did after about 4 tries.
Saito in to serve, the junior. 14-12, Mitty of San Jose leading the Mountain View Spartans.
Speaking of teams from San Jose, another quick update. The Sharks trailing 2-0 to the Los Angeles Kings in the 2nd period.
Setter has to travel. Right side attack from McLaughlin. No block on it. McLaughlin with the monster kill.
Yeah, not only did he get the monster kill, but then he didn't even participate in the celebration. He raced quickly back to his serving position. He's all business right now as Ryan McLaughlin, sorry.
Feller goes dump. Well done. You know, the passing has been overpassing by Mitty, but you don't notice it so much because Feller, with his height and his hops, a 6'4" senior, doing such a good job either keeping the ball playable, settable, hittable, or going for the dump. An untouched ace by Vincent, third of the match for Mitty. Mountain View down by 3.
Yeah, and I like how Feller has those Nike Elite socks, the white and black ones. Good look.
Shoot set. Good coverage by the Monarchs.
Yeah, Sato sure raced up for that one.
Left side attack. Vincent keeps it playable, and Williams will send it out of bounds. So Mountain View scrapping away, now trailing by 2.
They need like thunder sticks in here, like, you know, like at the Olympics when the beach volleyball gets going, they have the thunder sticks going. That's what these fans need.
Wow.
Or you could just get the thunder provided to you from a thunderous hit there by Ian Aguilar.
How did they get that step ladder out so quickly for Aguilar? He climbs up that thing.
He does.
And he's serving now. His team up by 3. Right side attack. That's worked well for Mountain View. Logan Allen swinging away. The Spartans need some more of that.
Yeah, they got to start getting Logan Allen involved. I thought he's been playing a very good game, very good match. And we'll see if they start getting him more involved here. They need to.
Fritchie, the junior libero, in to serve, his team trailing by 2. Coach is asking to stop the flash photography. Again, Feller trying to keep that playable. This time it doesn't work out. Mountain View's within 1.
Yeah, and you never want to see distractions get the best of you, but Coach Mack is going to try to state his case, and now we have the announcer make an announcement for no flash photography.
Yep, it's hard. There's photographers here. It's not the brightest lighting situation, but you can't have the flash. And Williams has got some flash of his own on display all night. He gives his team a 2-point advantage.
And where's that MVP chant at? Heard it earlier, not hearing it right now. They're probably calming it down, waiting until for sure the Monarchs finalize this thing with the victory. But
and the kill by Alec Flowers. Back and forth now. We're beginning to go, but Mountain View trailing.
Yeah, Flowers with the kill, misplayed there by Kevin Feller. Try to set it up for one of his teammates up front to do something with it, but misplayed.
Good pass by Campion. Fritchie with a pass. Behind the 10-foot line. Williams has to reach back. Left side attack. Into the net on Mitty. We're all tied up at 18. Mountain View trying to get up that mountain. They finally do. Mitty calls a timeout at 18. Coach doesn't like what he sees. Mountain View with a minor victory. Set number 3. Mountain View has climbed back into this one.
Yes, they have. Remember, folks, stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player that's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Kirsten Fairchilds, Michael K. Smith, our producer Brad Youngquist, camera Dave Custon. A big thanks to everyone here at Independence High School for their hospitality, and the Central Coast section, to the Commissioner Nancy Lazenby Blazer, Keith Matthews on hand, as well as Steve Filios. It's been a fun evening. Mount Madonna of Watsonville, the D2 champion over Lee of San Jose in 4 earlier. Now the D1 match. Mountain View has tied it up, serving 18-18 in set number 3, but they trail 2-0 to Mitty. Vincent behind the 10-foot line. And there's another block by Flowers.
Flowers getting up there for the block. He had some help along the way, as it looked like Dettinger was also in on the area, but they will give the solo block to Flowers.
Mountain View in the lead. Campion with the pass. Williams calls for it. Goes line, coming back over. Williams goes angle. Fritchie shanks it. Chase down. Good scrambling by Mountain View. Williams Flowers there with the block with McLaughlin, and Mountain View edges ahead, this time by 2.
And Adrian Williams kept calling for it with the whoop whoop. But that time, Mountain View read it. They saw what was coming. They knew Williams was going to go up for the kill, and they stood tall, never prevailed, and got the block.
Down the line, works out for Metella as Mitty sides out, trailing by 1. Williams jogs back to serve. Earn this one, says head coach. And we've got a little chicken scratching on the Mountain View side. Sweat needs to be mopped up as Williams waiting for the indication.
And now the Mountain View fans letting their presence be heard with the Let's Go Spartans chant.
Mountain View, hitting error 2020.
Jake Dettinger not putting a dent in that ball as he barely gets it. He barely hits it. It doesn't even go over the net, hits up against the net, hitting error from Dettinger.
Dettinger redeems himself. Mountain View up by 1. Remember, each team had 2 set points in that first set. Could have gone either way.
I think they were getting the tell me when to go chant going. The old E40 knock.
Huge ace by Dettinger. 4th of the match for Mountain View, gives them a 2-point lead.
These Mountain View fans starting to come alive, inspiring their team a little bit. They have yet to win a set.
Feller chases it down. Shoved over by Williams. Mountain View opportunity to run their offense. They run the quick to perfection. Mountain View within 2. Mitty calls a timeout to talk it over. Where did it go wrong? How did it go wrong so quickly? Mountain View looking confident at this point.
Yeah, Flowers has really come alive. He's kind of blossomed, as his last name would ensue. And Flowers with a couple blocks, now that kill. And I think that the crowd's also helping out at this point, Kirsten. They're starting to really get it going, provide their team with some energy. And when your crowd gets behind you, that could change the complexion of this match a little bit.
Mitty so close to making it a relatively early evening on a weeknight.
They were. I mean, they had themselves a 5-point lead at 10-5. Looked like things were going their way. Mountain View called a timeout. They got 3 straight points. Then Mitty got 2, but then Mountain View would get another 3, and it was just, Mitty just had so much confidence after keeping it close and then finally taking the lead.
Dettinger serves 23-20, shanked in serve receive. Here comes Vinson. Set point Mountain View. They had 2 back in set 1, 2 squandered. Can they finish it off here?
This to extend the match.
Dettinger, service error.
Not yet.
5th of the match for Mountain View, set point number 2, and back to serve is cool as a cucumber Matt Aguirre. He's got 3 to tie it up here. Aguirre, great serve. Good pass by Mountain View, runs the quick. Aguilar with the kill. Set point number 3 for Mountain View.
Aguilar there. Went up hard for the kill, and now it's only a 2-point game.
Aguirre, the senior, goes again, punched up. Left side attack, off speed. Williams behind the 10-foot line. Set point number 4 and a chance for Mitty to tie it. Mountain View coach thought about calling a timeout. Want to ice Aguirre? Nope, he's going to let it roll. Fritchie with the pass. Right side attack. Block is there, still alive. That's going to be a double, and what a withstanding. How about the pressure cooker for Aguirre? Mountain View squanders 4 set points. We're all tied up at 24. Each coach gets another timeout. Mountain View calls it. We talked about their businesslike efficiency, and you gotta admire Aguirre just looking down the gun, the barrel of the gun.
Yeah, no, he stared the gun in the face and said, "I dare you to shoot." And they didn't blink. And not only did they not blink, but I think you had made a pretty good point there. Where after that the point that made it 23-24, I would have called it a timeout if I was head coach Mac. Just calm things down a little bit. That way, you're still in position. If you do happen to receive the serve successfully and do something with it, you can win the set right then and there by 2. Now, it's forcing it into extras. I don't know if that's a good thing for Mac, but I mean, they have been playing really tough. They haven't given up this Mountain View Spartans team. They're down 2-0, in danger of being swept from the championship game here at Independence High in San Jose. And Mitty, once again, showing that confidence.
Matt Aguirre, ice water in his veins, goes to work, 24 all. Good pass by the Spartans. Left side attack, off the block. Aguirre punches it up. Vinson goes off speed. Down the line, Williams with the pass. Vinson again, off the block. What a chase down. Metella with the dig. Vinson, what a dig by Fritchie. Hitting error, match point Mitty off one of the most entertaining points of the match.
Wow. After Fritchie made that dig to try to save it out, hitting air response, and this crowd is on their feet. Why not? If Mitty gets this point here, they will be first-time Central Coast section champions in the sport of volleyball, and they will have done it in very convincing and compelling fashion with a 3-set sweep.
Championship point for Mitty. Left side attack, the block is there. Mitty has done it. Aguilar with the block, Aguirre with the serve. Mountain View looked to have set 3 in its grasp, squanders 4 set points.
6 consecutive points.
It's a championship for Mitty. 28-26, 25-19, 26-24. Number 2 upsets number 1. Mitty celebrates the first CCS boys volleyball title in the history of the school.
Congratulations to the Monarchs. They sure earned it all throughout the match. There wasn't a point in time where they didn't ever look unconfident or non-confident, and especially the way they closed it out. Down 24-20, staring a possible 4th set in the face and a possible non-sweep of the championship, and they said, non-sweep? You think we're just going to not get the sweep? We'll show you how we sweep them out. 6 consecutive points rattled off, and Aguilar key with 2 blocks in that 6 consecutive point streak, and Mitty goes on to pay back the Mountain View Spartans after getting swept in the regular season. They then go on to sweep the Spartans here in the CCS championship game, and I think for Mitty, they got the best of the sweeps there, as you hate to get swept in a championship series. You like to at least take one. If you're Mountain View, take 1 set. They cannot do so. They did play tough, just not tough enough, at least not up to Mitty standards, and Mitty looked amazing.
Mountain View leaves 6 set points on the table. Mitty improves to 26-5. Mountain View moves to 28-2. Both of these teams will play in the first ever Northern California regional playoffs next season. We're going to step away and return with our PlayOnSports.com player of the match, Archbishop Mitty, a CCS champion in 3 over Mountain View.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3, Beautiful. We're coming in on one.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot. One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot. One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot. One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot. immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
Back at Independence High School, Archbishop Mitty of San Jose celebrates its first ever Central Coast section title in the sport of boys volleyball. I am here with our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, Adrian Williams. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a match. What does this feel like to have accomplished this, something no other team at your school in the sport of boys volleyball has been able to do?
Yeah, no, it's a big accomplishment for us. It's been a goal for us from the beginning of the year, and I mean, we really worked hard for this. I mean, we've had some ups and downs through the years, and you know, this was a big win for us. It kind of capped it off for everything that we worked for.
You had 15 kills in this match, but it was certainly a team effort. A number of your teammates really stood out, including Matt Aguirre, who had to serve for you while facing all those set points. In fact, Mountain View had 6 set points between set number 1 and set number 3. What do you think the difference was?
You know, it's a lot of teamwork. We come together and we work hard, and you know, we don't give up. No matter what the score is, we're always going to work to get the next point, even if it's an ugly point. You know, that's our goal, is to just win the game, no matter how it's done.
Mountain View had beaten you earlier in the season, had swept you until you all came into this match. You had never won a set off them. Did you feel like you were the underdog coming into this one?
You know, I wouldn't say underdog, but I felt like we had a lot to prove for ourselves. It was definitely a big match for us. We were really motivated to get it done, and you know, we did. We worked hard, and it happened. So we're all excited for it.
When you look at the history of boys volleyball, especially in the West Catholic Athletic League, 2 teams really have stood out over the years. Bellarmine, of course, and then as of late, St. Francis. What does it mean for Mitty to kind of join them as far as CCS champions?
You know, it's awesome. It's a great feeling. Bellarmine and St. Francis have 2 extremely talented programs. They're always fun to play and compete with. And I mean, to come out on top. It just shows that, you know, we've worked hard, and everything can happen. Anything can happen.
Archbishop Mitty, known for its football team, known for its girls volleyball team, known for its girls and boys basketball team. How happy are you that boys volleyball now gets to be uttered in that same breath?
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful feeling. We've been like, throughout the past few years, we've been really building our program, and you know, we've been trying to get a lot more fans to come out and watch, and you know, it's been fun playing in a much bigger environment. And you know, now people are going to recognize that we're actually a big-time sport, and I mean, we're fun to watch.
Congratulations, the 2013 Mitty squad, the first to blaze the trail in the sport of boys volleyball. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Our PlayOnSports.com player of the match, Adrian Williams. We will return with our post-game show from Independence High School, more in San Jose, in just a moment.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/s.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream.
Camera 3.
Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Alongside Michael K. Smith, I'm Kirsten Fairchild. Welcome back to Independence High School for our playonsports.com post-match show. 2 Central Coast Section Boys Volleyball Championships determined here tonight. The first went to Mount Madonna of Watsonville, the second title for that school with a 4-set win over Lee. The first for Archbishop Mitty in D1, beating Mountain View in 3. That was a surprise, but what wasn't a surprise was the caliber, the quality of boys volleyball we saw here tonight.
Yeah, no, we saw some great volleyball from all 4 teams, especially the 2 winners, but all 4 teams really displayed just all-around great ball. I mean, they all had a little bit to do on the offensive end. They all played extremely good defensively. We saw some guys that were able to build momentum for their teams with their serves, most notably in the D1 game. It was definitely Geary who, the team seemed to respond to his serves. I mean, as it is, 6 straight points on his serves to close out their first ever CCS title. And we saw some superstars out there. Adrian Williams has the potential to be a superstar. Getz and Willie, they're superstars in the high school ranks. And these are guys who might really, put volleyball on the map. If enough people want to go out and watch these NorCal regionals, I think they're going to see superstar power here at the in high school volleyball in California, and they're going to be treated to an awesome experience. What I got to witness tonight here at Independence High in San Jose, the gymnasium, you know the name correctly.
Dan Fukushima
Fieldhouse. Again, another night of non-disappointment. Just like last year, I was very excited with the way that turned out, and it just proves that volleyball should get more attention because it definitely deserves it. It has for the longest time with the women, and now the men's are showing that, hey, we got a little game too. It's not just football, basketball, and baseball. We can get down on the volleyball court, and they both showed flashes of brilliance. However, there were some things that these teams, they're all going to the NorCal regionals, which is awesome. They're all going to get bids. I think some teams need to clean up some mistakes, most notably in that D2 game. I thought Lee gave a lot of points to Mount Madonna tonight, and Mountain View not so much, but they did have their flubs as well. So boys can just correct that. They'll be in prime shape for the NorCals, but it was a very fun night of volleyball. And congrats to the 2 teams that did win in the Mount Madonna Hawks in Division II, winning their first one since 2002, since their coach was a player. First one for these guys that have been there twice, couldn't seal the deal. Finally, 3rd time's a charm. And then, of course, you got to love a team that wins their first ever championship. And that would have been the case no matter what would have happened, but it was Mitty who stayed strong throughout the whole match, never gave in, played their temple of ball, and went out and just dominated Mountain View 3 straight sets.
Congratulations to all 4 teams. They will compete in the first ever Northern California Regional Tournament next week in the sport of high school boys volleyball. And again, congratulations to Mount Madonna, the D2 winner, and Archbishop Mitty, the D1 champion.
Oh, and by the way, before we go, my favorite point-scoring phrase of the night, the chicken wing. I loved when you were bringing that one up. I love the chicken wing.
Love the chicken wing, the pancake, the
the
six-pack,
pancake, yeah.
volleyball, the joust. They have such great terms. It was a really fun night. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of my partner, Michael K. Smith, our producer, Brad Youngquist, our cameraman, Dave Custon, everyone at the Central Coast section, I'm Kirsten Fairchild. So long from San Jose. Make sure you check our schedule. Plenty of spring sports on tap the rest of the way for the high school year on playonsports.com, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.